Graphic symbolism. How you guys doing? Welcome to milestone 3. So in this milestone, I kind of want to go through, take a quick inventory, see where we're at, where we're going, and where we've been. And I think that's really important, especially in this class. Guys, this is such a great class. It really is, because as you're seeing now, we're starting to learn this methodology, this kind of conceptual approach to design. In this particular case, it happens to be a branding design project, right? Where we're working on a logo, a word mark, a monogram, and then creating an identity package for a specific client. The important thing here is that we're learning how to research, and we're learning these really super heavy conceptual ties between research and design. And design is a very research intense discipline. It really is. Design is not about just getting in there and creating things that have some visual appeal, right? There's encoded meaning. There's things that we need to say as designers. We need to speak. We need to be a voice for our client. Okay, that said, we need to know what we're talking about, and we need to know who we're talking to. This comes through research, right? We found out in that development. Now, the development of our creative brief. So one of the neat things about this class is it's showing us a very, very tested and true studio technique of creating and analyzing data, and that starts with the word lists. So basically what we did is we started our word list. We have 10 words, subjective qualities, and 10 objective qualities / traits of a specific client. We do our research. We take those words and we start to encode meaning and establish a visual language associated with that meaning, right? And then we develop the sketches for our first logo, our first visual representation of our client, right? Then we get the feedback and we improve on that. Then we move forward and we start thinking about a word mark. So our logo is done, or actually our logo is submitted. It doesn't mean it's done. You should still continue working on your logos, but now we're moving into the word mark stage. Next week we'll move into the monogram stage, and then finally we'll wrap it up by creating a branding package, an identity package for our client, right? So let's go ahead and take a look. So last week we did the logo. All the research, we're going to do that process all over again this week and next week and the week after. And this research is just used over and over and over to remind us how we can encode meaning and what specific language is the most effective way to talk to our client's target audience. Right. So this week we're gonna jump into the word mark. So these are there's 3 really good resources right here. What is a word mark? This describes it. Creating word marks, do's and don'ts, and then how to create a word mark logo. All right, then we have our milestone objectives and our deliverables and due dates, right? At this point, I want to jump over to the actual milestone itself and let's just jump through here real quick. So milestone 3, overview, learning activities, catalysts that drive emotional responses. Now, the point here, guys, and of course, this is the point where I say this stuff is of critical importance, and it is. All right, this class is beautifully written, and it's got a number of really, really interesting things that in a vacuum we may not think about on our own. But driving it in this course certainly reminds us week after week that everything on that page as a designer should be there for a reason. And if it's not there for a reason, it should not be there, okay? That reason could be based on research. It could be based on color harmony. It could be based on design principles and elements. It could be based on a number of things. The point is we don't arbitrarily put things on pages as designers. Everything is there for a reason. And here we have more testament to that effect with these resources, catalysts that drive emotional responses. The idea here is to understand that everything that you do and say, including as a designer, every visual element of language you use says something about the client. Market research and data extraction, and of course, encoding symbols for target markets. Really important stuff right there. It's what this class is all about, guys. Right here in one little phrase, that's what this class is all about, encoding symbols for target markets. Okay, so let's jump over here. Textbook. It's a good one, guys. This is a good chapter. Let me jump over here. This is 10 rules. is a really good one. And this goes through these 10 rules right here and gives really, really great examples to that effect also. And then here's these really super important briefing questions. So that's something that you should keep. You should definitely keep that for future reference. But then we have these identify, don't explain. And then it really goes down here. Does a great job saying what that actually means and how we can employ that in our design. Okay, so over 5 minutes, so I want to wrap this up. But let's jump over to our deliverables really quick. Okay, milestone 3, task 1. What do we have due? Task 1, we have, and I've got this little summary right here in the milestone 3, task 1 post here area. And we've got some more resources, and this is just a kind of a summary of what's due. Don't forget to use the template. Basically, you're doing your 20 sketches. So you have your you're going to prepare a thumbnail sketch for each of a word mark for each of the 20 words on your list. Remember, that's 10 objective, 10 subjective. Okay, so you can use a template from Milestone 2 to create your, that's that template with the squares in it, so you can please feel free to use that. And then we have our Milestone 3, task 2 is just revisions of this. And then, of course, we have I'm sorry, I shouldn't say revisions. I should say this is the sketches. Milestone 3, task 1 is the sketches. Now, we'll take our comments and peer comments and critiques, and we'll narrow it down to the best. Then we'll create that digitally for Milestone 3, task 2. And then for Milestone 3 submission, of course, we will take revisions for Milestone 3, task 1, Milestone 3, task 2, and submit for Milestone's final submission, right? Nothing new there. Same basic formula the class has been using. Okay, so again, just want to welcome you to the milestone, point you around a little bit, tell you what to look for. Please don't miss those ever important learning activities, as well as the chapter in the textbook, which is really, really a great one. And again, guys, listen, if you have questions, if you're getting caught up anywhere, let me know. I can't help you if I don't know. So please don't hesitate to let me know. I'll be more than glad to point you in the right direction and even provide some assistance in getting there. Okay. All right, guys, I will see you in this week's discussion board. Everyone's doing fantastic. Please keep up the great work. Thanks, guys.